Dear Dr. Bernaducci, when reflecting back here on my time at Clemson, none of my accomplishments would have been possible if it weren't for you. Your artistry, dedication, and constant mentorship to me has truly helped transform me into the musician I am today and the voice teacher I aspire to be. Thank you for granting me the opportunities to learn and grow as a performer, and also the tools and practices to learn to appreciate my art. Because of your drive for students' personal growth and success, I've decided to pursue a career as a teacher and use those skills you've taught me to teach a new generation of musicians. Thank you for everything, Ansley.
Dear Mom, Dad, and family, words can't express my gratitude for the enthusiasm, support, and care you've flooded me with throughout my Clemson journey. From learning what it means to tailgate at a football game, to driving extra Clemson blue cheese home across states, to saying "Go Tigers" to every person with a paw, no matter the context, you've helped me to truly treasure my time at Clemson. Thank you for celebrating the mountaintops and encouraging me in the valleys. You have taught me to not shy away from the hard, but always help me shoulder burdens when I feel weak. Your love and sacrifice for me strengthens me for each new chapter, and for that I am forever grateful. Love, Catherine.
It's really up to you as the individual to determine how you are going to behave, how you are going to approach issues in your workplace. Learn from your mistakes. That's how I figured out my path forward. I would make a mistake and not repeat it. It's very important to embrace change. Once you embrace it, adapt to that change. Another piece of advice is hire the best people possible. They shouldn't be like you because you already have you. It's better to look for others that bring in different opinions, come from different backgrounds, will bring something new to the table. Diversity works.
The power of one. While it takes one faculty member to ignite the ideas, graduate education to fuel those ideas, reinforce the research, and support the solutions, none of this is possible without facilities, where ideas can be turned into solutions, in paving the path fiercely forward for the next generation. Being fiercely for facilities will ensure that all students and faculty members have a place to imagine, a place to research, a place to design, a place to create the change that will impact our community and our world. State-of-the-art facilities will allow groundbreaking research to happen, enhance the undergraduate experience, and promote collaboration.
Ladies and gentlemen, please move to your seats as the ceremony will begin shortly.
Marks the beginning of a bright future for our beloved Clemson campuses. Together, we will move Clemson fiercely forward.
We're the glue that binds. We're the wrench that tightens the grip. We're the link to the past, to the present, and to the future of everything Clemson. We're connectors in that we build, strengthen, and maintain connections within a thriving, passionate, and energetic community that stretches around the globe. We're the Clemson Alumni Association, and more than anything, we're uniters. We unite all those who proudly wear that ring and who profess devotion to that family known as Clemson University. We do so by creating events and activities that connect our alumni and that serve students past and present with a level of engagement and service worthy of Clemson. We, in many ways, represent the true ground game for the university, working the events, creating functions, organizing get-togethers so that this incredibly large and diverse group of alumni remain united in their affection for and attachment to Clemson. We are the Clemson Alumni Association, with an emphasis on association. We are all associated with someplace special and unique and impactful. And this association also intends to reflect those qualities by being special and unique and impactful. This is Clemson, and it deserves nothing less. Clemson Alumni Association. This is what family feels like.
Welcome. Please stand if you are able. The processional will begin with the members of the faculty of Clemson University entering the seating area of the Coliseum Club. Now entering the arena is Clemson University's graduating class of 2024. The stage party is being led by the Clemson University Marshal, Dr. Lauren Duffy. Please remain standing. Approaching the podium is the interim registrar of Clemson University, Rock McCaskill.
The posting of the colors is being performed by Company C4 of the Clemson University Pershing Rifles. It will be followed by the singing of our national anthem, led by Ansley Hollingsworth, graduating senior in performing arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? welcome.
Right, face. Go, move, forward. Forward, forward.
Welcome. I hereby open Clemson University's graduation ceremony. Today, those who the faculties of the Clemson's colleges and schools have recommended to the provost and to the president for graduation will come forward to receive congratulations of the president. Clemson University is pleased to provide open captioning and American Sign Language interpreting for today's ceremony. I would like to invite Sarah Cuthrell, sophomore in marketing, to the podium for the invocation.
Let us pray. God, thank you for today and all that this celebration represents. Thank you for leading this graduating class to this exciting point in their journey. We give thanks as they walk across this stage for all the people that you have brought into their lives to help them become the men and women they are today. We thank the parents and loved ones who have sacrificed greatly and provided love and support in reaching this milestone. Thank you for providing the friendships made who have walked with them through the good and the bad times. Thank you for the faculty, staff, and administrators who helped shape these graduates into inspiring young leaders. Thank you to the university for providing the graduates a safe place to learn and an incredibly strong foundation to build upon as they go forward into the world. Today we also pray for tomorrow. Grant them courage to embrace the challenges ahead, wisdom to make sound decisions, and compassion to serve others. May your aspirations be guided by integrity, empathy, and the commitment to excellence. As you embark on new journeys, may you never forget the values instilled in you and the infinite possibilities that await. Please be their guide and their guard as the class of 2024 continue on their journey. Amen.
You may be seated. My name is Bob Jones, and I'm the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost for Clemson University. It is now my honor to introduce a teacher, a scholar, a national leader in higher education who has brought Clemson University to new heights in its reputation and positive impacts on our state and nation. He's an inspiration for our students, staff, faculty, and alumni, and fortunately for us, he is the 15th president of Clemson University, Dr. James B. Clements.
Thank you, Dr. Jones, and thank you for the great job you were doing as our Executive Vice President and Provost. Will you please help me thank him for his incredible leadership? Well, good morning, go Tigers. Good morning, go Tigers. All right, will you please give a loud round of applause to Ansley for the great job she did singing the national anthem. By the way, Ansley is graduating this morning. I'm incredibly proud of her. Let me start by saying to all who are graduating today, I'm really proud of you, and I'm really happy for you, and I'm truly honored to be here with you on this very special day. Welcome to Clemson University's May 2024 graduation ceremony. Graduation is one of the most special days in the life of a university, and I'm thrilled that we are together today to celebrate you as you walk across this stage and properly mark this important milestone in your life. You did it. You made it to the finish line. This is a day, all right, they deserve that. This is a day when we celebrate your hard work and your achievements and imagine all of the possibilities that lie ahead for you. It's also a day to recognize the family members and friends who nurtured you and mentored you and to help to make this day possible. To all of the moms and dads, the spouses, the grandparents, the children, the siblings, the aunts and the uncles, and the friends and mentors who are here with you today, you honor us and these graduates with your presence. I think you all deserve a loud round of applause. And since Mother's Day is this weekend, I feel it is appropriate for me to acknowledge the greatest teacher in my life, my mother, who passed away 13 years ago. Would you please join me in thanking all of the moms who are here today who love us, nurture us, and teach us so much. And speaking of family, others desperately wanted to be here, but some were unable to be with us. In some special cases, these family members have been called to serve our great country. This high calling has caused some to miss this important day in your life. We are grateful for their service and their sacrifice. We also thank those members of the graduating class who serve this great nation. These veterans, active service members, and newly commissioned officers from our Army and Air Force ROTC programs are distinguished by the red, white, and blue cords that they wear today. I would like to ask all in the arena who have served and those who are currently serving in the armed forces to please stand and accept our deep thanks. I know that some guests here today have returned to their alma mater to witness family and loved ones join them as Clemson alumni. If you are a graduate of this great university, please stand or raise your hand so that we can welcome you home to the upstate. I want to recognize and thank our incredible faculty and dedicated staff whose commitment to excellence in teaching, research, and service help to ensure your success here at Clemson. If you are a faculty or staff member here today, would you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to extend a special congratulations to any faculty or staff member who are receiving their degrees this morning. We are privileged to have with us several members of the University Board of Trustees. I would like to ask each to please stand as I call their name and remain standing until all have been called. I ask that you please wait to show your appreciation until all have been introduced. Ms. Kim Wilkerson, Chair of the Board. Mr. Nicky McCarter, Vice Chair. Dr. Lewis Lynn, Dr. Ronnie Lee, Dr. J.J. Britton, Trustee Emeritus, Mr. Alan Wood, Trustee Emeritus, and Ambassador David Wilkins, Trustee Emeritus. Thank you all for your dedication and your leadership. We also have with us executive officers and other guests. As I read their name, I ask that each to please stand and remain standing until all have been introduced. Again, I ask that you please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Robert H. Jones, Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. Felicia Benton Johnson, Vice President for Diversity and Inclusive Excellence. Dr. Tanju Karenfell, Senior Vice President for Research, Scholarship, and Creative Endeavors. Dr. Chris Miller, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Mr. Brian O'Rourke, Vice President for Advancement. Mrs. April Purvis, Executive Secretary to the Board of Trustees. and Mr. Tony Wagner, Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer. Would you please help me thank them for their leadership?
It is my pleasure to now recognize our academic leaders. Please hold your applause until I have introduced them all. Dr. Sean Britton, Associate Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Studies. Dr. George Peterson, Interim Dean of the College of Architecture, Art, and Construction. Dr. Nicholas Vajani, Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities. Ms. Wendy York, Dean of the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business. Dr. Sarah Winslow, Dean of the Clemson University Honors College, Mr. Rock Caskell, Interim Registrar, and Dr. Lauren Duffy, President of the Faculty Senate and Clemson University Marshal, and Mr. Jake Anderson, past President of the Staff Senate. Please help me thank these individuals for their support.
Tuesday, we hosted our doctoral hooding ceremonies. In all, 126 students were eligible to participate in the doctoral hooding ceremonies, representing 36 degree programs and 12 countries. Let's take a moment to congratulate these newest doctoral degree recipients. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2024. Will all candidates for graduation please stand and be recognized? By the authority vested in me by the Clemson University Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of our faculty, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, and as testimony thereof, I present you with a diploma from the university. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to invite each graduate, beginning with the first row on this side, to come forward and be recognized. All others may be seated at this time.
And now, candidates from the College of Architecture, Arts, and Humanities.
Spencer Ridgely Addis. Nelson James Addison. Olivia Marie Almeida. Shamira Elizabeth Alston. Stephen Clardy Andress. Stuti Bunsel. Lucas William Bassett. Megan Marie Bast. Brian Michael Bell. Arthur J. Beatles. Taj Ross Blair. Katerina Jeanette Carducci. Ashlyn Marie Blakely. James McLeod Blakeney. Elizabeth Catherine Bland. Anna Cecilia Boyer, William Joseph Brackett, John Russell Brannon II, Annalie Catherine Breeden, Anna Grace Catherine Bridges, William Connor Brooks, Samuel Wheeler Brown, Croy Christopher Brown, Mark Alexander Brown, Kevin George Buell, Hunter Matthew Bowman, Christopher Roland Burnett, Abigail Jennings Buskirk, Isabella Grace Caldwell, Catherine Daisley Cannon, Hannah Marguerite Carter, John Thomas Cashin Jr., Zachary Douglas Castanquay, John David Cate, Nicholas Edward Siva, Richard Joseph Chatelier, Abigail Brosnan Chiavello, Caroline Clark Childs, Boyce Allen Clardy III, Sarah Elena Clark, Griffin Thomas Cobb, Emery Cohen, Madison Amy Coley, Marissa Eden Cole, Shamar Walter Collins, Olivia Claire Cohn, Garrett William Cook, Amanda Tony Correas, Salvatore Paul Costanzo, Gracie Ann Crosby, Andrew J. Cross, Zoe Virginia Cross, James Coleman Curry IV, Carlene Dahlman, Noah Quinn Daly, Blake McDuffie Davidson, Arden Elizabeth Davies, Wade Emerson Davis, Alexis Javier de la Luz Aquino, Kayla Nicole Devereaux, Adeline Louise Daywig, Olivia Raquel Diaz, Samuel Cameron Dietrich, Allison Nicole Downing, Anna Catherine Duholm, Evan Matthew Dwinell, Christopher Andrew Easler, Danielle Edmonds, Jackson Tucker Ely, Wyatt Warren Emerson, Mason Engler, Christopher Blake Early, Luke Alexander Esparza, Julia Grace Eustace, Alexander John Ewing, Aiden Fallon, Riggs Addleton Falconberry, Catherine Camille Fisher, Kevin Jerome Finn, Zachary James Fleming, Catherine Grace Forbes, Krista Fullerton, Christian Chadon Gambrell, Graham Garrett Gerald, Ashton Goff, Stephanie Ann Goldner, Jenna Marie Gooding, Lance Richard Gooding Jr., Kristen Raven Gowdy, Lauren Govea, Jessica Faith Gray, Lieutenant Alexa E. Gubanich, Samantha Michael Haft, Holly Helen Hager, Savannah Nicole Hall, Courtney Lynn Hall, Ansley K. Hollingsworth, Lizetta Ann Halter McInnes, Abby Grace Hanners, Catherine McKenna Harland, Jacob Allen Harrelson, Roger Marvin Harris IV, Emily Caroline Hatchett, William Grant Hawkins, Riley Bell Ora Hayes, Catherine Grace Henry, Ryan Robert Heron, Bridget Eileen Hewitt, J.T. Hill, Andrew Joseph Heiner, Allison Renee Hollingsworth, Trey Rame Honeycutt II, Susanna Ray Horton, Edward Zachary Horton Jr., Skylar G. Hubbarth, Jackson Dale Hutman, Tyrell Javon Huff, Laura Elizabeth Huggins, William Kinzer Hurt III, Dinah Lee Inglis, Victoria Nicole Jackson, Evan Gage Jackson, Mariela Jacobo Mesa, Hayden Lewis Josso, Sierra Pearl Jensen, Sheldon Perry Johnson, Devin Johnson, Christopher Byron Jordan, Adam Ruben Elijah Kane, John Robert Keller, William Lewis James, Taylon Ramon Jenkins, Robert McKnight Johnston III, Morgan Kate Jones, Cecil Lane Josie, Jessica Hall Juratovic, David Reddick Kelly II, Avery Mark Kimball, Annika Marin Kernan, Abigail Grace Krasselt, Elizabeth Joyce Lackey, Lauren A. Lamberson, Ruby Jacqueline Lawrence, Taylor May Lilly, Winnie Leo, Samuel Dawson Long, Samantha Ann Lowry, Dylan Ellis Lyons, Austin Charles Mader, Catherine Perry Mayer, Caitlin Michelle Mannion, Luis Manuel Manzano Ovalle, Thomas Spencer Marchant, Kayla Merendon, Andrew Glover May, Sophie Claire McCarthy, Amber Marie McCombs, David McCoy, Margaret Kate McCaleb, Delaney Elizabeth Mendoza, Sandra Abigail Merida, Josia Rose Mikulich, Gwyneth Elaine Milliken, Eliza Catherine Milne, Lauren Ashley Mistretta, Audrey Hunt,
Janae Marcel Mitchell.
Avery Elizabeth Mock, Brianna Jo Moose, Victoria Lynn Moran, Sean Morris, Madeline Grace Moorfield, Amanda Jane Murphy, Kelsey Danielle Murphy, Elizabeth Ann Murphy, Sarah Elizabeth Meyer, Haley A. Nahila, Murray A. Newell, Brooke Elise Norman, Emma Elizabeth O'Brien, Lawrence Patrick O'Connor, Jordan Adair O'Connor, Torian O'Neill Oglesby, Sydney Ryan Olson, Michael Stephen Tyler Owens, Chloe Lorraine Owens, Braden Cole Owens, Matthew Allen Owings, Aaron Grant Peterson, Brooke Elizabeth Ferris, Joshua W. Pickman, Christopher Elliott Pimentel, Richard William Pitts, Amy Lee Poulter, Sibley Ann Powell, Cody Joseph Prince, Harper Scott Puckett, Catherine Parrish Rabin, Nicole Ramirez,
Mariana Ramirez.
Benjamin Mueller Raris, Harold Cade Ratliff, Brianna Elizabeth Rao, Christian Ludwig George Rauhut, Anderson Spence Reed, Molly Catherine Rembold, Teresa Lynn Ribeiro,
Darian Richardson.
Jacqueline Grace Roberts. Zachary Andrew Robinson. Alexander Rhodes. Emma Claire Rose. Angela Lynn Rosenberg. Tucker J. Rounds. Marianne Elizabeth Royster. Nicole Hannah Rubin. Kay Abigail Rumsey. Aiden Keith Sanders. Emily Sains. Julia Joanne Sansbury. Richard Maxwell Sassnett V. Christopher Sauerbray. Graham Thomas Shield. Emily Mae Schultz. Noah August Schumacher. Jaden Rianne Shea. Kirsten Lee Shealy. Elizabeth Barrett Metrano. Lindsay Ann Sheldon. Emma Mackenzie Shapiris. Jacob Patrick Schubert. Charles Dean Silver. Morgan Elizabeth Sisk. Emily Elizabeth Slatberg. Nathan Todd Smith. Robert Beausoleil Smith. Rachel Elizabeth Snyder. Susan Eileen Sorahan. Charlie Elise Sprouls. Alina Catherine Stark. Braden Christopher Steele. Joshua Christopher Steele. Peter Sebastian Stein. Mitchell Albert Stevens. Davian Dante Sullivan. Carter J. Svensson. Sarah Grace Swift. James R. Talton IV. Gwyneth Danielle Terry. Alexis Catherine Thomas. Steely Thrasher. Tanana Tawatri. Ethan Walker Tyler. Jared Richard Yulee. Samuel Harrison Underwood. Chana Urego Scanlon. Bryson Heath Ussery. Carter Walsh. Davis Watford. Samantha Weber. Isabel Sutton Weston. Lily Helen Wetmore. Rebecca Lynn Whaley. Henry Gray Winfield. Christina Jewel Wise.
And now, candidates from the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business.
Luis Emiliano Abril de Nicola. Daniel Acevedo Salinas. Megan Yates. Trey Aiden Adamick. Jack D. Adams. Garrett Agnew. Aaliyah Imani Rump. Jada Mingliang Allred. Eric Gerard Alves. Dominic Nay Amico. John Paul Asher. Ashley Lauren Anderson. William Miles Arbaugh. Faith Gertrude Aldridge. Grace Elizabeth Allen. Cooper Frederick Anderson. Reagan Lynn Ashmore. Emma Amthor. Madison Page Oughton. Ronit Badlani. Susan Grace Bannon. Jennifer Elaine Bailey. Thomas Ryder Ballard. Ashley Bailey Ballou. Julia Lauren Bankard. William Bo Bearfield. Jack Leonard Barnett. Emmanuel Barrientos. Elizabeth Weldon Barano. Damian C. Barone. Jeremy Edward Bartow. Andrew Barton. Blake A. Bass. Douglas Henry Battaglia. Grace Baucom. Mitchell Reese Beard. Leighton Michael Becker. Gustavus Holmes Bell V. Joshua Jacob Bennett. Charles Coughlin Bethune. Tristan Albert Becerra. Ethan Thomas Black. Philippe Blanc. Ethan Matthew Blanchard. Ashley Grace Bober. Amius Eric Gary Bodie. Cooper Gaston Bates. Riley Marie Bolinsky. Sarah Josephine Bonamy. Mallory Elizabeth Bordwick. Ori Elise Bookvault. Nathan Theodore Bragg. William Bramlett. Jack Douglas Brandine. Ann Taylor Brandt. Lindsay Caroline Brasser. Zachary Thomas Braun. Madeline Rose Brock. Jake Long Brody. Veronica Lynn Brost. Benjamin Eric Brucker. William Carter Brumfield. Margaret Hollis Bullard. Brian Michael Burke. Claire Devine Burke. Emma Rose Burke. Cameron Reynolds Burleson. William Alexander Caldwell. Luke Caparici. Sarah Catherine Capshaw. Kelly Morgan Carlos. Kyle Michael Carlton. Matthew Malone Carmichael. Ryan T. Carney. Ethan David Carr. Gianna Carrasquillo. Brandon Anthony Carter. Holden Christian Casperson, Samuel Sidney Crane, Elizabeth Chain, Justin Sky Chamberlain, William Andrew Chapman, Christopher William Charlton, Megan Marie Chase, Spencer Joseph Chia, Michael Victor Chun, James Serfalco, William Tanner Clark, Emma Quinlan Coakley, Catherine Wilson Cobb, Jared Kahn, Timothy Colbert, Megan Elizabeth Conant, Thomas Gregory Cook, David Bennett Cook, James Patrick Costello, Parker Cody, Charles Christopher Catone, Catherine Morrison Sisney, Ali Coughlin, Anna Victoria Crosdale, Drake Curtis Krontal, Henry Hutchison Cross, Tyler Matthew Cross, Valerie Ann Gerard Crowley, William Cole Crump, Kevin Cudahy, Clara Wells Cullum, Nathaniel Julian Culpepper, Jack Cunningham, Haley Ann Cermak, Isaiah LaJohn Wilkins Curry, Caleb Daniel Childers, Lindsay Elaine Crick, Harris Grace Covington, Parker Gregory Cutt, Brendan Richard DeAndrea, Stuart Smallwood Dalton, Carson Grace Davis, Kennedy Davis, John Alexander Davison, Wyatt Decanter, Audrey Lynn DeGroot, Patrick Joseph Delaney, Sean Nathan Delane, Giancarlo De Leon, Jacob Ryan Delgado, Elliot McKinnon Delk, Justin Richard DiLorenzo, Seth Bowden Dennis, Ethan Michael Dent, Stuart Derrick, Rish Rashesh Desai, Ralph Alexander DeCivo, Nini Gabrielle Dica, Faith DeGennaro, Audrey Dill, Jessica Kate Dionian, Hunter Cole Dixon, George Cameron Dixon, Gavin Michael Dolan, Rebecca Grace Dormany, Drew Anthony Dosher, Riley Jane Dowling, Andrew James Drury, Anthony James Dumont, Robert Joseph Dumay, Caitlin Elizabeth Dunn. Mia K. Dunn. Courtney Dunn. Callie Elizabeth Dutton. Tristan Lee Dewey. Lieutenant Christina Marie Eager. John Michael Earnhardt. William Garrett Eaton. Avery Calhoun Edens. Catherine Egan. Lindsay Einbinder. Luis Alberto Elizondo Villasis. William Brian Ellison Jr. Hale Hamilton Emerson. Harrison Emery. Ethan Page Enderlin. Maxwell Edward Efron. Emerson Erb. Benjamin Michael Escanilla. Caitlin Rose Esposito. Samuel McDuffie Etheridge. Amelia Isabel Evett. Thomas R. Farr. John Watkin Fassett. Nathaniel Joseph Feely. Lieutenant Henry Michael Filer. Jackson Robert Fensky. Aben Cole Ferguson. Amanda Colleen Fitzwilliam. Brendan Flaherty. Jackson Maverick Flanders. Philip Michael Florenzo. Marco Antonio Flores. Erin Nicole Foster. Connor Friedman. Thomas Murray Fullerton. Rachel Anna Friedholm. Connor Joseph Fulton. Neil Robert Fyock. Analia Gallagher. Kelly E. Gallagher. Charles Wesley Garby. Ethan Hunter Gates. John William Gatlin. Morgan Isabella Gall. Charles Langhorne Gaho.
Jack Gerard. Kathiana Germain.
Matthew Strong Geruso. Giovanni Angelo Gianella. Stephen O'Leary Guys. Ellie Daly Geese. John Henry Gifford. Sophia Alice Ginsburg. Alexandra Ryan Glenn. Elizabeth Bowen Gordon. Eli Francis Gosnell. Aaliyah Graham. Paula Teresa Graham. Connor D. Graham. Olivia Lucille Greco. Benjamin Richard Green. John Carter Gregory. Anthony Jordan Gregware. Casey Gretkowski. Charles William Greege III. John Casey Griffin. Olivia Page Gualiano. William Parker Guidera III. Rylan Ann Gumphrey. Ryan Gregory Caesar Haley. Ethan Jacob Hall. William Mitchell Hall IV, Kylie Angelina Hall, Grayson Randall Hall,
Elizabeth Dillard Hammond,
James Benjamin Coaches, Mary Catherine Haney, Kelsey Rose Harkins, Lieutenant Cameron Noel Hartford, Josephine Nicole Hardings, Riley Hay, Jackson Davis Hearn, Mason Brim Hershey, Jack Lewis Hanna, Calvin Heberline, Alexander Joseph Hill, Cameron Hill, Alexandra Brooke Hill, Sarah Elaine Hollick, Mary Manning Holmes, Robert H. Hood III, Michael John Horn, Zachary David Howard, Nicholas Grant Hubbard, Donald Stephen Huber III, Brett Alexander Hugo, Thomas White Heitch, Brian Carrington Hines, Robert Bradham Hull, Catherine Brooke Ialeggio, James William Jacobs, Janique Shaylena Jaime, Hadley Kate James, Paul Whitaker Jasinski, Hayden Christopher Johnson, Matthew J. Johnson, Evan Harrison Johnson, Gavin Hybels Johnson, Riley Edward Jones, James Wilson Jones III, Miriam Alexander Jones, Colby Layton Kins, Quentin Underwood Cathal, James Bishop K, Julian K, Aiden Daly Kaz, Cameron James Kearns, Ryan Robert Kennedy, Samuel Owen Kennedy, Arham Manaz Kauser, Keith Thomas Kerber, Andrew Ryan Kernich, Cade Austin Kersner, Anna Elizabeth Lawrence, Joe Lamb, Caleb Eric Johnson, Andrew Nolan Leck, Derek Xavier Legault, Andrew Scott Latendre, Jack Levinson, Alexa Louise Lewis, Jason Thomas Lewis, Maggie E. Kell, Lily Gabrielle Klein, C.J. Lynch, Jacob Daniel Lucero, Elise Nicole Kubas, Mia Isabella Latine, Bryce Hoff, Thompson Lee Kaplan, Benjamin Dean McCarter, Grant Thomas LeBlanc, Noah Kovaleski, Camden Charles Krautzak, Matthew Kyle, Caroline Ann Maggio, Sophia Ippolito, Olivia Grace Leonard, Grayson Neil Kirkpatrick, Brandon Kenneth Lackey, Colton Klein, Dalton T. Lawler, Malin Jackson Lindsay, Bennett Link, Owen Christopher Lipman, Mark Madison Llewellyn, Angelo Nicholas Lombardo Jr., Matthew Lunsky, Christopher Richard Luongo, Nolan Matthew McDougall, Ava Emerson Michonne, Cooper Anthony Manus, Melanie Grace Martin, Dylan Lewis Mathis, Davis Douglas Holcomb, Jacob Timothy Mann, Ansley Sloan Maddox, Dion Antoine McCombs Jr., Matthew Daniel McDonald, Nicholas William Mavris, Ryan Joseph Mazzata, Alex Richard Maynardi, Grace Ellen Kellerman, Jack McCaskey, Cade Hunter McCoy, Lucy Lee McCardle, James Aiden McDonald, Matthew Peter McDougall, Jackson Foster McKinnon, Jack Patrick McManus, Delaney Caroline McNew, Grace Elizabeth Meissner, William Haskell Mercer, George Franz Meyer IV, Henry McEwen Michaels, Lieutenant Evan William Miles, Dylan Christopher Miller, Alex Henry Miller, Charles Dalton Miller III, J.T. Miller, Sean Gavin Miller, Christina Mignot, Declan Robert Malloy, Layla Miriam Manda, Madison Joy Monroe, Matthew Thomas Montequilla, Kurt Emerson Moore Jr., Joshua Gray Moore, Cole White Moore, Anna Montgomery Moore, Brian Javier Moran Itzep, William Peyton Morgan, Kenneth Alexander Morge, Brian Christian Morris, Kaylee Haven Morris, Kason Lee Morris, Catherine Mullen, Carolyn Brenda Mullins, Brady Michael Mullins, Grace Myrn, Griffin John Murphy, Kareem Isaac Allen Murray, Lieutenant John Michael Murray, Lawrence Walton Myers, Stephen Porter Neese, Adam Joseph Neff,
John Garland Nesbitt,
Rachel Faith Netzer, Benjamin Joseph Nisbet, Luke Norden, William Charles O'Connell, Sarah Catherine O'Connell, Patrick Ryan O'Connor, Erin Ann O'Leary, Emily Hope Odom, Donovan Hans Okolita, Victoria Renee Olive, Todd Patrick Oliver, Megan Grace Olson, Daniel Joseph Orr, Bryce Alexander Ortega, Jackson Osborne, Madison Marie Osmussen, Levi Painter, Sarah Hope Palmisano, Joseph Albert Palucci, Bhargav Papu, Dia Atul Patel, Dechik Patel, Callie Elizabeth Pavlish, Joel Dylan Peterson, Vincenzo James Pellegrino, Michael Joseph Pells, Callie Joan Perazzo, Angelina D. Perry, Reed Elizabeth Perrette, Antonios Peros, Emily Joan Perry, Dakota Grace Peters, Bryce Peterson, Aiden David Peterson, Sydney Petrie, Townsend Manus Phelps, Adelia Elizabeth Phillips, Isabella Michelle Pachardo Leyva, John Luke Pignetti, Miles Edward Pittman, Patrick Warren Pixley, Emma Catherine Potter, Miles Powell III, Reed Daly Powers, Connor Mark Pridnia, Catherine Mary Pritchard, Tyler Christian Proctor, Charles Harland Prunkle, Kara Ann Queensberry, Daniel Patrick Quigley, Nathaniel James Quinn, Thomas Ryan Quirk, Syed Ali Rashid Robb, Elizabeth Marie Race, Sean Joseph Radosta, Blake Rakowskis, John Austin Ramirez, Marissa Ann Ramuno, Ryan Stephen Rattay, Daniel H. Ravenel, Caleb Clark Reeder, Samuel Jake Reeson, Molly Richards, Abby Carter Riddle, Bennett Nelson Ryder, Cole Rinklin, Ryan Ritter, Corey Joseph Roach, Andrew Keith Robelin, Rebecca Williams Rogers. Juan Martin Rojas Jr. Esmeralda Rosales. Nicholas Rosso. Caroline Sloan Rost. Robert Henry Roth. Megan Rowley. Roger Paul Roy III. Alexander Harrison Rubenstein. Hamilton Earl Russell IV. Riley Parker Rutland. Susanna Grace Ryan. Logan Scott Sarver. Jacob Michael Saba. Anthony Edward Sablone II. Louis Charles Sagady III. Marcos Jose Salgado. Maria Fernanda Salinas. Emery Jade Sampson. Michael Luke Scanlon. William Maynard Scheibel. Megan Elizabeth Sheffy. Ella Shirk. Joseph Raymond Scholl Jr. William Jude Schwab. Anna McNichol Sear. Emma Grace Sexton. Riley Elizabeth Shaw. Mason Whitney Shoshani. Paul Nathaniel Silverstein. Cole Sylvester. Lily Catherine Sines. Ryan Joseph Syracuse. Nicholas Edward Skiba. Tyler Brandon Small. Maxon John Lafayette Smith. Elliot Maxwell Smith. Jameson Martin Smythe. Dan Sohn. Aidan Paul Salry. Mary Carmen Springs. Lane Pamela St. George. Robert John Stanton. Michael Paul Steele. Griffin Stewart. Trey Jackson Stinchcomb.
Rebecca Lee Studer.
Brett Robert Sutcliffe. Grant Svensson. Zane Michael Taylor. Caden Scott Teal. Julia Teets. Caitlin Grace Turchik. Anthony Guido Terenzetti. Bryant Tucker Thomas. Matthew Thomas. Avery Renee Thompson. Corey Alexander Thompson. Matthew Palmer Thompson. Jenna Grace Thompson. Heidi Jane Thurber. Carson Henry Tillman. Hillary Brooke Todd. Gabriella Tom. Connor Ryan Tomchin. Laura Gray Tony. Brendan Michael Shern. Matthew Tunke. Mason Clue Turner. William T. Turner. Thomas Tyson. Chidiebere Uzoma Uwazi, Eileen Mary Van Kirk, Evan T. Vance, Adele Loren Veldekens, Julia Noel Vincent, Samuel Wagner, Christopher Andrew Susik, Umberto Valerino, Weston Cook Rupert, Ashley Marie Verma, Connor Michael Walsh, Andrew John Walsh, William T. Wanamaker, Alexander Paul Watson, Kylie Ann Weaver, Phoebe Webb, Jason Thomas Weber Jr., John Keller Webster, John Weinrobe, Catherine Elizabeth Welch, Kirby Richard Ryan, Shane Robert Sullivan, Cole Allen Wells, Louis McFall Werber, Joshua West, Charles Francis Westenberger, Sydney Marie Westfall, Michael James Wheeler, Nicholas Wheeler, Spencer Whitaker, Kason Whitmire, Carter Thomas Whitmire, Jacob Matthew Wilkins, Cole M. Williamson, Connor Bradley Wilson, Jack Douglas Wright, Ayana Desiree Wright, Blake Spencer Wright, Evan Ypsilantis, Tyler Zacher, Tyler Henry Zeker, William Zimmerman, Jacob Zook, Stephen Brian Bailey Jr., Tyler James Olenchuk, William Edward Taylor, Wilson Hudson Mullis,
How about another really loud round of applause for our newest graduates? I would now like to invite Mike Dowling, past chair of the Clemson Alumni Association, to the stage. I do want to point out that his daughter, Riley, just graduated.
Good morning. On behalf of the Clemson Alumni Association, let me officially welcome all of our new graduates to the Clemson alumni family. Today marks an important milestone. It's the beginning of the next phase of your lifelong relationship with Clemson. I know that when you leave here today, you will embark on new adventures in places across the country and around the globe, in your new jobs, graduate schools, or service organizations. But no matter where life takes you, I ask each of you to make an effort to stay connected with Clemson. Please join a Clemson Club alumni group, make an annual gift back to Clemson, and come home to Clemson as often as you can. The Alumni Association exists to help you maintain that connection to your Clemson family through communication, special events, and the services we offer. So, on behalf of more than 182,000 Clemson alumni around the world, I say congratulations, welcome to the family, and go Tigers!
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations again to the class of 2024. Your graduating class represents 47 states across the country and more than 48 countries across the globe. Every single one of you should be extremely proud of what you just accomplished. You just graduated from one of the best public universities in the country. Congratulations. You received a high-quality education from a world-class faculty, many of whom are among the top experts in their fields. Some pretty amazing things happened during your time at Clemson. Many of you began your academic career at Clemson when the Wilbur O. and Ann Powers College of Business opened its doors. Many of you were students when the first pitch was thrown during the inaugural season of Clemson softball. And you were here when our women's lacrosse team took the field for the first time last year, and you were a part of the inaugural gymnastics season this past year. You were also here when we won the national championship in men's soccer, both in 2021 and again in 2023. Congratulations to the men's soccer team. During your time at Clemson, we dedicated and opened the Samuel J. Cadden Chapel. And you were here when we opened the Daniel Hall renovation and expansion for the first day of class in 2023. Recently, Clemson was named among the top 3 most trusted public universities in the nation. And this past fall, Wall Street Journal ranked Clemson as the #1 university in the state and among the top 25 best public universities in the country. We are continuing to build for the future across all of our campuses, including our main campus. And one of those buildings is our new Alumni and Visitor Center. And I hope that you will come back and spend time in that new building now that you are alums. All right. You are also a really unique class. For many of you, this is your very first in-person graduation. Many of you, unfortunately, ended your high school career during the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of you never had the chance to wear a cap and gown or to celebrate your accomplishments with your family, friends, and loved ones. You began your freshman year at Clemson during the pandemic, uncertain of what college would look like, but we navigated through all of that together. And today you are here, ready to graduate and take on the world. I hope that your Clemson experience has been everything that you hoped it would be, and that we taught you more than your academic subjects. I hope that we instilled in you the core values that we hold so dear: integrity, respect, diversity, patriotism, excellence, and self-reliance. I hope that we challenged you and inspired you to think critically and to be engaged with your community and the world and to make a positive difference every single day. You are an inspiration. You are an inspiration to your friends, to your family, and your community. Please remember all of those who helped to support you along your journey, and please help those who are following behind you. The world needs you to tackle the many challenges that we are facing, so I hope that you use what you learned at Clemson and use it to make the world an even better place. I personally believe in you. I believe in each and every one of you. And I believe that your impact at Clemson, in South Carolina, across the country, and across the world will be significant in your lifetime. Now, as Clemson's newest graduates, and as a symbol of your achievement, you may move your tassels to the left side of your cap. Congratulations. You walked in today as Clemson students. Now you will exit this ceremony as alumni. Today, many of you will sing the alma mater for the first time as an alum. Today, your life as a Clemson graduate commences. Make us proud. Make your life matter and make a difference. May God bless you all, and go Tigers!
Will you please stand and join in the singing of the Clemson alma mater? The words are printed on the last page of your program. Please remain standing if you are able for the recessional of the stage party.